Resolve is a blog for photographers of all kinds and photo industry professionals. We're starting here at Livebooks, but it's really more than a blog. It's also a forum and a community and a place for photographers and photo industry professionals of all kinds to come together and really figure out the best way to move forward for the industry and how to resolve the hardest questions that are facing the photo industry right now. So before coming to Livebooks, I was a senior editor at American Photo Magazine, and I worked a lot with photographers, writing about them, but also sometimes working with them to create posts about their stories. And I realized that the thing that I really enjoyed about that was talking to photographers and learning about why they make their images and how they make them and the business of photography and how they just sort of run their lives as photographers. So it's been really great working with Livebooks and on the blog, because what I get to do every day is call up photographers and have conversations with them about how they're making things work and what they're doing and how they can help other photographers by sharing their experiences. It's really a collaborative effort. I kind of hate that idea of journalists coming and taking something away from the person that they interview. I really want that for us to be giving something to them, that they get to put out this really interesting content that's going to start a really cool dialogue and put them in contact with a whole new group of people that they've never been in contact with before through the blog. The big thing that's different about Resolve is that most blogs out there are just from a single, usually photographer's point of view, and that's great, and we read lots of those, but we really thought it was important to bring together as many different voices as possible, because the problems facing the photo industry today are so challenging that no one person is going to have the answer, but certainly photographers and photo industry professionals, when you bring them all together, have amazing answers about how to solve really difficult questions that everyone is facing today. And so what we're doing is we're bringing together photographers and editors and curators and asking them to share some of their expertise, things that they know more about than the average photographer would, and in that way both educating photographers and helping them enter into a dialogue with other people in the industry who have important advice for them, and hopefully get together with them and find new innovative ways to solve some of the problems that they're facing. So resolve means to come to some sort of conclusion about a really difficult question, and to us that means that we're going to be the place where people can discuss what we think those conclusions might be, especially what's a positive way to move forward in the industry. I think there's a lot of discussion out there about things that are wrong in the photo industry right now, and we want to move past complaining about the things that are wrong to figuring out what we can do to make them better. So what I've been doing as the editor of Resolve is reaching out to a lot of different photographers and photo industry professionals and working with them to create content that's really interesting and informative for photographers. There's a couple of ones that I really like. I'm really excited to be working with Greg Gibson, who's a two-time Pulitzer Prize winning photographer, and now has like a huge, really well-known wedding photography business. And he just recently had the opportunity to start a personal project because he's just always been too busy before. And I think it's a great way to remind people that it's kind of never too late, and that it's really always an important part that'll help increase your creativity. And another post that I think is really interesting and people are hopefully going to have a lot to say about is there's a blog creator who has started working with photojournalists to create original content. He worked with a photojournalist who covered the primaries and the Democratic National Convention and created original images for his blog. And so it's really kind of the first time that anything like this has happened, and we're talking to them a lot about whether this is a new model for photojournalists and what kind of things need to happen for it to become a new sort of funding source for photographers. So I've already reached out to a lot of photographers and professionals, but we're constantly looking for interesting stories, people that are doing things that are really on the cutting edge, people that have personal work that they want to get out, they want to get feedback on. We're even looking for people that just have interesting questions that they would like help finding the answer to, so we can take those questions and go out and find an expert to give them a really great answer for those. So we're really encourage photographers to come to us with any sort of ideas for the blog and either get involved directly or let us go out and find other people to create content with. But the most important way that we think that photographers can really help us and become part of the discussion is putting their comments at the end of the posts. We're really encouraging ongoing discussion about these things. Every post is just one person's opinion, and the way that we can really make this an incredible resource for photographers is to have all of the people who read that article also add their own point of view or their own experience about that particular topic.